What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today we are going to be talking about sort of my experience buying and really the early on experience of like owning an actual motorcycle for the first time. So what got me into motorcycling? Well, it's just plain freaking cool. I've always thought that ever since I was a little kid. I always looked at those motorcyclists. I was like, holy crap, that looks fun and cool, and I want to get into it. And so here I am. A few tips I have when buying your first motorcycle: do your freaking research. That's how I knew I wanted this motorcycle. I had seen a lot of videos of it online, listened to a lot of people talk about it online, talk about it in person, and from what I hear, everybody just loves this bike. It's such a fun, torquey, what is the engine configuration called? Parallel twin, that's what it is, with a 270-degree crank that makes it sound amazing. I mean, that's one of the reasons why I bought the dang thing, was so then I could have that amazing sound. If I hadn't done my research, I probably would have bought some little buzzy single cylinder 300, maybe a 400, and that would not have done me too well. Another thing I want to talk about is basically just how I found it, where I was looking, how crazy I was going when I first saw it. I was on Craigslist, you know, the usual. I had finally laid my eyes upon this FZ07 after months of looking, and the guy had it for $3,250. Holy crap. What the crap? Did not realize we were that close. Glad I have good brakes. Anyways, I saw it for $3,250, and I nearly lost my mind, because you never find an FZ07 for under $4,000 unless they've got issues. It was real easy. I just texted the guy, said, hey, listen, I will give you $3,000 cash right now if you let me come over and take that motorcycle off your hands. And he replied about 15-ish minutes later, at least that's from what I remember, and like, yeah, sure. I was like, holy crap. And so I started freaking out. I was like, oh my gosh, this is the best day of my entire life. So I brought 4 people along with me. I brought my mom, I brought my dad, I brought my cousin who rides motorcycles and is a mechanic, and I brought my grandfather who used to ride motorcycles and was a mechanic. They checked the oil, just did some basic checks, looked at the seals and said, you know, you're good as far as that is. And so I was like, all right, cuz, will you go ride it? Now you may be wondering, Hunter. Oh shoot. That was my name. Shummy, why didn't you test ride it yourself? And to that I say, because I'd never actually ridden a motorcycle ever. I'd ridden that little 50cc scooter that didn't even have a clutch. And so yeah, had him ride it. He was like, yeah, you're good. I was like, yes, yes, because I just wanted the FZ07 no matter what, just because it's such a awesome bike. And when he told me it seemed good, I was like, all right, well, pull out the check and let's get some business done. So we are heading back home, and the bike starts having issues. My cousin, he called me. He's like, yeah, it's having some well, it's sputtering a lot when I get up to speed. And so luckily he was right next to a dealership, so he just takes it in. They diagnose it as a battery problem, and then we take it home, and I don't have much of a problem with it till later on, and we'll get into that. But yeah, it was a slightly traumatic first buying experience. Honestly, totally worth it. I'm definitely blurring this out. Where am I? Alrighty, next thing I want to talk about is maintenance. So, if I remember correctly, the first bit of maintenance that I did was I changed out the oil, and that's probably the best thing you can do. It was really easy, especially because this motorcycle is classified as a naked motorcycle, which means it does not have as many fairings on the side as some other sport bikes do. So that makes maintenance really easy. Next thing I did was I did the chain, because you need to keep your chain clean unless you want it to fall off due to rust. I can tell you right now, never have I ever just wished, oh please chain, fall off, I want to die. No, that's stupid. I then went on to change the coolant for the radiator. Alright, and the next thing I did was I switched out the spark plugs. I wasn't planning on it. I didn't think I needed to, but once I got out on the freeway or the highway for the first time, I realized there was something definitely wrong, because as I got up to about 80 miles an hour, the engine started to sputter, and it just jolted me back and forth like I was on some sort of insane baby rocking chair. Not fun, by the way. I had a friend, his name's Austin. He does dirt bikes and all that fun jazz, and he just told me straight up, yeah, if you're sputtering like that, spark plugs. And that kind of confirmed it for me, because I know he knows his crap when it comes to that. And it was only about 10 bucks, really cheap. When I did that, my motorcycle ran better than it ever had, and that made me so happy. I'm going to continue the rest of this after my workout. Alright, what's going on, guys? Actually, you know what? No, this isn't the intro. Never mind, screw that. Alright, guys. I'm not sure as to how smooth this transition is going to be, but I think sort of the last part of my ride, I just want to talk about the last part of me getting a motorcycle, and that's sharing it with other people on YouTube, to be exact. I've always had a passion for trying to help people out, and I feel that I can make an impact on YouTube and maybe help people change the way that they think about, you know, how we should react when it comes to people cutting us off or you know, flipping the bird at us. I think it's definitely something very crucial when it comes to riding, to learn how to control your feelings and your anger, because if you let go of that, you can get yourself in some serious trouble. And I'm not just talking about with the police, but you can get yourself killed. That's why I've always had the dream of being on YouTube. I think it'll be fun, and I can't wait to help people out. I think that's it. That's my experience with motorcycling thus far. I've definitely left out a lot in between what's happened, but I can talk about that in other videos. This video does not need to be very long. Anyways, hope you liked the video. Please like, subscribe, I don't know, do whatever the heck you want. Leave a comment. I'm totally open to having some constructive criticism. I think that's a really good way to grow and learn. So yeah, insult me in the comments about my video. I think that'll be it. Peace out. Next video is gonna be pretty fantastic. There's definitely a lot of cuteness involved in wagging tails. Watch the next video. Peace.